I've got my Meterpreter shell open to the Windows XP system that's on my network, and now I want to show you how you can do things like being able to get access to some systems that may potentially be behind this system. So what I want to do first is show you that we could do netstat and see the different ports that are open here. So we can see a lot of different ports are open here. So I can take a look at the routing table, and I want to see whether there's any networks that are behind this particular system. Because if there were networks behind this particular system, I could do something like pivoting. So what's pivoting? Well, with pivoting, I can actually set the host that I am connected to through the exploit as a gateway to get to networks that are behind it. In this case, there aren't any networks that are behind it, so I'm actually going to So I have run this utility called AutoRoute, and I should point out that AutoRoute is actually part of the professional version of Metasploit, and it's not something you can get with the free one. So I've run AutoRoute and just got the help up, so I can say the subnet that I want to connect to and then the network mask. And AutoRoute will actually go about setting up a route entry for me so that I can get to the network that's behind that particular device that we've just exploited. And that gives me the ability to then use the system that we've exploited as a pivot in order to get to systems that are behind it. So this is what we call pivoting, where we're connecting to one host and then using that as an entry point into the network to get to systems that are behind. So in this case, I don't actually have any networks behind it, so I can't use it, but this is how you would use AutoRoute. And you would use it by setting the subnet, and you would get that based on running netstat, and you could get the subnet here as well as the net mask that was associated. And we could set AutoRoute in order to get to that particular system. So that's how you would do a pivot to get to additional systems. Now you could also do things like setting up a tunnel so that you can connect to other systems behind it without actually setting up all of the route entries. So we could do something like that as well. But that gives me the ability to get to internal networks that are behind specific systems that we may actually be able to exploit. And it may give us access to an internal network that wouldn't otherwise be accessed from the outside world.